All right, here's the video for lesson 401C. Okay, the whole idea is we still solving multi-steps equation. In other words, to find the value of x, we're gonna have to do a lot of steps. Okay. However, what is different this time? We're gonna have the variable on both sides of the equal sign. So here's problem number one. I did a similar one. Let's follow the steps to the T. Okay, let's follow the steps to the T. Step number one, we are going to eliminate any parentheses. If you observe here, I have a parentheses. So what I'm going to do, let me make this a little bit smaller so it fits on the screen. There we go. Here is the parentheses. Okay, and here is a number right next to the parenthesis. I'm going to take that number, the -5 in this case, and I'm going to multiply by the x. That's how I get -5x. You're going to multiply the -5 by the +6. That will give you -30. Use a calculator if you don't know why. And then I'm going to write the rest of the problem equal. But look what happened again. I have another parenthesis, see, with a -7 on the side. That is multiplying everything that is inside the parenthesis. So I'm going to take that -7, multiply by the x. I'm going to get -7x, -7, multiplied by +7. I'm going to get -49. And then I'm going to write the rest of my equation. And you can see I did step number one. Step number two, combine like terms. Don't forget that when you have an equation, the equal sign split the problems on two sides, left side and right side. On the left side, okay, I noticed that the -30 and the -5, they're like terms because they don't have letters, they don't have variables. So using the calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine them. So -30, -5 in the calculator, I get -35. Now, of course, the -5x, I'm going to leave it right there where it was at the front. Equal. Now on the right side, I hope you also have like terms. So here we can see we have the -7x and the -4x. They're like terms because they have in common the letter x. What we're going to do, we're going to combine them. So take the numbers in front of each x, -4 with -7 or -7 with -4. You're going to get -11x. And then I'm going to write whatever I still have left and -49. And look, that's how we do step number two. Let's go step number three. Place all variables on the same side of the equal. That's your goal. When you're solving equation, you most of the time, you want all the variables on the left side and everything else on the right side. So what I'm going to do, I like the letters on the left side of the equal. And by the way, here is the equal sign. Let me highlight it. I want all the letters on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the letter that is on the right side, the variable, in this case, -11x, and I want to get rid of that. And the way you get rid of that, you see the sign of the 11? That means that we're subtracting 11x. So the opposite of subtracting 11x is we're going to add 11x. And remember, whatever you do in one side, you do it in the other side. I'm going to write plus 11x under the 5x because they both have an x in common. Always line up by like terms. So now I'm going to put this long line and -5 plus 11, that will give me 6x. I'm going to drop the -35. I'm going to drop the equal. And when you do -11 plus 11, that gives you 0. So that means that we're going to cancel this out and we still have -49. And that's how you do step number three. Step number four, undo any addition or subtraction. This 35 is subtracting. What's the opposite of subtracting 35? That would be adding 35. Whatever you do in one side, you do it in the opposite side. And look what we're going to have now. Here we go, my long line again. Drop the 6x, -35 plus 35, that's 0, that cross out, equal, negative 49 plus 35, when you do the math, that's going to give you negative 14. Okay? And then we're going now to the last step. Undo any multiplication or division. So this 6 here is multiplying. So the opposite of multiplying by 6 is to divide by 6. And you same thing you do on one side, you do in the opposite side of the equal. 6x divided by 6, that's going to be x equal. And now remember, you're going to use the calculator. Use the decimals calculator. So here is my calculator. Let me bring it in. Okay. I'm trying to have too many windows open. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to divide negative 14 divided by 6. If you get along a decimal, click on the circle. Look what will be my answer. Negative 7 over 3. And that is how you work problem number 1. Okay? Oops, my bad for that. Let's go to the next problem. All right, here is question number 2. Okay, and question number 2, we have again a multi-step equation. We're going to have the letter, but the only thing different is we're going to have the variable on both sides of the equal. Just follow the steps, and you're going to be able to find how much is the x at the end. What is the value of the x at the end? So step number 1, we're going to eliminate any parentheses, but I don't have any parentheses. Step number 2, you're going to combine like terms. Remember that the equal sign split the equation in two sides, left side and right side. Okay. Now, when you look on the left side, I cannot add the negative 8x with the 9 because the 9 doesn't have an x. That's why I cannot add them. So on the left side, I cannot do anything. When I go to the right side, same thing. Okay, I cannot add the 7x with the 16 because the 16 doesn't have an x. Okay, like terms means anything separated by pluses and minus signs that have something in common. 7x and 16 doesn't have anything in common. So we go to the next step. What is the next step? We want to put all the variables on the left side. If you see, I have a variable on the left, that's the negative 8x. And I have a variable on the right side of the equal, that's the 7x. You want all the variables or all the letters on the same side. Usually I like letters on the left side. That's why I'm going to go to the 7x and I want to get rid of that. How do I get rid of it? 7x is positive, which means that I'm adding. So the opposite of adding 7x is to subtract 7x. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the opposite side. Now I line up the minus 7x under the minus 8x because those two have something in common. What they have in common? The x's. Using your calculator, minus 8, minus 7, you can combine them, you can add them. Minus 8 plus negative 7, that would be negative 15x. Drop the 9, drop the equal. The 7x is 7 minus 7, that's 0. So we cross it out, drop the 16. Okay, and look, we did the third step. Let's go step number 4. Okay, undo any addition or subtraction. This 9 is adding. The opposite of adding 9 is to subtract 9. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. And again, draw that long line. I like to draw the line. Drop the negative 15x. 9 minus 9 is 0, but we don't write it. Cross it out. Drop the equal. 16 minus 9 is 7. And we did step number 4. Let's go do the next step. Step number 5. Undo any multiplication or division. This minus 15 is multiplying. The opposite of multiplying by negative 15 is to divide by negative 15. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. Negative 15x divided by negative 15 is 1x, but we do not write the 1x, we just say x. And then 7 divided by negative 15, if you take the calculator, 7 divided by negative 15, you get a decimal, press the circle. You can see it stays the same. So my final answer is negative 7 over 15. And we found the value of the x. Let's go to the next problem. All right, here's question number 3. Again, a similar one. Okay, what I mean similar one, you're gonna follow the same process. We're gonna have different answers, but the process is the same. Okay, we are solving multi-steps equation, but we have variables, the letters, on both sides of the equal. Okay, and here we go. We're gonna follow the steps. Follow the steps. Step number 1, we're gonna eliminate the parentheses. So I see I have a parentheses starting the equation. So right here, you see the -4 is next to this parenthesis. It means that -4 is multiplying everything in the parentheses. So -4 times x, that will give you -4x. -4 times +7, use the calculator, that will give you -28. I'm going to keep writing the rest of my equation, -2x equal, and here we go again. I see another parenthesis. Now this -3 is multiplying everything inside the parenthesis. So -3 multiplied by the x is going to be -3x. Then you're going to do -3 times +10. Use the calculator. That will give you -30. And then I'm going to write the rest of my equation. Okay? And we did step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to combine like terms. Don't forget that the equal sign split the problem in 2 sides, left side and right side. On the left side, I hope you notice we have 2 terms. Anything that is separated by pluses or minuses. Look, I have an x here, the -4x on the left side of the equal, and I also have a -2x. Okay, the word combine means that we're going to add. So I'm going to add the -4 with the -2. When you add them, you get -6. Keep the x. And whatever's still left, write it after that. Drop the equal. Now, when we go to the right side, same thing is going to happen. But instead of combining the terms with x's, I'm going to be combining the terms that don't have x. See, like -30, -11. They're like terms because they don't have any letter in common. So I'm going to combine them. I'm going to add them. So -30 with -11. If I add them, I get -41. Of course, the -3x still there at the beginning. And look, I did step number 2. Step number 4, place all the variables on the same side. Okay, if you notice, I have x on the left side of the equal. I have x on the right side of the equal. Okay, so I want to have all the letters on the same side. Usually, I like letters on the left side. So I'm going to take this -3x, and I'm going to get rid of it. How do you get rid of it? Can you see there's a minus in front of the 3x? That means we are subtracting. What's the opposite of subtracting 3x? Oh, we're going to add 3x. Whatever you did on the right side of the equation, you have to do the same thing on the left side of the equation. That's why I put the 3x, the plus 3x, under the -6x. Those two are like terms. Now -6x plus 3x, that's going to be -3x. Drop the -28, drop the equal. Now -3 plus 3, that gives you 0. We cross it out. Drop the -41. Okay? And now we're going to the next step. And what is the next step? The next step says undo any addition or subtraction. Okay? Right now, you see this 28 is subtracting. What is the opposite of subtracting 28? Oh, that will be adding 28. I did it on the left side. I had to do it on the right side. Here we go again with my long line. You don't have to do it, but I like to do it. Drop the -3x. The 28s, when you combine them, you add them, -28 with the positive 20, with the plus 28, they cancel out because it's 0. Drop the equal, and -41 plus 28, if I'm not mistaken, that will be -13. Okay? And finally, the last step, step number 5, we're going to undo any multiplication or division. This -3 is multiplying What's the opposite of multiplying by negative 3? Is to divide by negative 3. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. And when you do that division, negative 3x divided by negative 3, that will be x. And again, use the calculator. Okay, so I'm going to do the division of negative 13 divided by negative 3. And look what I get. Get a decimal. When you click on the circle, you can see we're going to keep the fraction 13 over 3. And that's how you do problem number 3. That is similar to the actual problem in the assignment. Let's go to the next one. All right, here's question number 4. Again, a similar one. We solve a multi-steps equation, which means you're going to have to do a bunch of steps to find the value of x. The only thing different is we're going to have variables on both sides of the equal sign. How do you solve an equation like this one? Follow the 5 steps above. Step number 1, we're going to eliminate the parentheses. When I start reading the equation, I have a number next to a parenthesis. When you have a number next to a parenthesis, it means you're multiplying. So that negative 2 is going to multiply the negative 7x. When you multiply that, you're going to get positive 14, keep the x. Then you're going to multiply the negative 2 with minus 9. And when you do that in the calculator, you get positive 18. And then I'm going to write the rest of what I have. Now, when I go after the equal sign, I see I have another parentheses. So the negative 6 is going to multiply everything that is inside that parenthesis. So negative 6 times x, negative 6x, negative 6 times positive 11, that will be minus 66. And we did step number 1. Step number 2, combine like terms. Remember that the equal sign split the equation in 2 sides, left side and right side. Okay, and on the left side, you're going to start combining those terms that are alike. For example, the 14x is alike with the minus 5x because those two have in common the letter x. So what you're going to do, add the numbers in front of the x's. So 14 plus negative 5, that will be 9x. Okay, now keep the plus 18 because we haven't used it, and bring down the equal. And on the right side, you cannot subtract or you cannot combine negative 6x with the minus 66 because the 66 doesn't have an x. So we're just going to write exactly the same thing. And we did step number 2. Step number 3, you want to put all the variables on the same side of the equal. Okay, if you notice, I have an x on the left side of the equal and I have an x on the right side of the equal. I like letters on the left side, so I'm going to go to the right side of the equal, and I want to get rid of that minus 6x. Okay, what is the opposite of subtracting 6x? That's what the minus means. So the opposite will be plus, so I'm going to add plus 6x. Whatever you do on one side, I do it in the opposite side. Okay, I write it under the 9x because they're like terms. They have in common the x. Now let's start simplifying. 9 plus 6, that's 15. Keep the x. Drop the plus 18. Drop the equal. Minus 6x plus 6x, that's 0. That cancels out. Drop the minus 66. Okay, and we did step number 3. Step number 4, undo any addition or subtraction. Right now, this 18 is adding. The opposite of adding 18 is to subtract 18. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. Here we go, my long line again. Okay, I drop the 15x. 18 and negative 18 will cancel out. Okay, so that will give me 0, so I'm going to cross out. Drop the equal, negative 66 plus negative 18. That's going to give me minus 84. Okay, and then I'm going to do now my last step, undo any multiplication or division. This 15 is multiplying. The opposite of multiplying by 15 is to divide by 15. Whatever you do on one side, you do it in the other. 15x divided by 15 is x equal, and here we go again, we're going to use the calculator one more time. Here it is. So let me clean this up. Let's put negative 84 divided by 15. You get a decimal, click on the circle. Look what the fraction you're going to be typing in, negative 28 over 5. Okay, again, I'm doing similar questions. You may have a different answer than me. Okay, but the process is the same. Let's go to the next one. All right, here's question number 5. Okay, a similar one again. So we are solving multi-steps equations. The whole idea is follow these steps so you can find the value of the x. The only thing here is that we're going to have to do a bunch of steps. Okay, so step number 1, as you can see here, we're going to eliminate the parentheses. Okay, if you notice, we have a parenthesis right on the left side of the parenthesis. We have a -1. That -1 is multiplying everything inside the parenthesis. So -1 times x, that will give you -1x. -1 times +7, that will be -7. Use the calculator if you have to. And then there's no other parentheses, so I'm going to keep writing the rest of my equation. Okay, step number 2. Now we're going to combine like terms. Remember that the equal sign split the problem on two sides, left side and right side. On the left side, I have -1x and -7. Those two terms are not alike. Why they're not alike? Because the 7 doesn't have an x. That's why I cannot do -1, -7. I can't. Okay, they're not like terms. They don't have anything in common. Now, when I go to the right side of the equal, I notice that this 7x and this -8x, they have the x in common. So what I'm going to do with the numbers in front of each x, I'm going to add them. And when I add those two, I get -1, and I keep the x. And then I write the rest of what I have, plus -7. And then, of course, on the left side, I still have the -1x and the -7. I should have written that first. Okay, and we did step number 2. Step number 3, you want to put all the variables or letters on the same side of the equal. Look, I have a letter on the left side of the equal. I also have a letter on the right side of the equal. I want to put them all together on the same side. I like to put the letters on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that -1x on the right side. Now that minus means subtraction. The opposite of subtracting 1x is to add 1x. Whatever you do on one side, you do it on the other side. Okay? Oops. Let me make sure that give me 1 second. All right, I was just double checking. Okay? So, because you're going to see, we're going to have a weird answer here. So look, I want to put all the letters on the same side. So that's what I did, plus 1x on both sides. I want to get rid of the -1x. The opposite of subtracting 1x is to add 1x. Here's my long line. When I do my long line, -1x plus 1x, that's 0x. But because that's 0, we do not write it, so I'm going to cross it out. So drop the -7 equal -1x plus 1x, that's also 0. So this cancels out. And then you can see what I have left is the -7. I drop it. Now you can see there's no letter here. There's no variable. The variables are gone. Okay, so when you get an answer that there's no variables left, we call that, see, we call all of this, let me shade it in blue. We call all of this a statement. Okay, we call it a statement. And statements are true or false. So is -7 equal to -7? The answer is true. When you get a true statement, we say that this equation has infinite solutions. Okay, so infinite solution, that means you can plug in whatever number you want for the x. It will work in the equation. Okay, now how do you say infinite solution in Canvas? You're going to use the infinity symbol. Let me see if I can make this bigger so you can see it. Hey, you're going to use the infinity symbol right there. There's the infinity symbol right there. Okay, whether you got the infinity symbol, oops, let me fix this. Well, you got the infinity symbol. You're going to have to click here where you see the pi symbol. And there is the infinity symbol. That's what you're going to be using and clicking. Okay? So when that happens, that you get a true statement, you say infinity solution. So you use the infinity symbol. It looks like an 8 laying down. Okay? Let's go to the next one. All right, here's question number 6, the last one of the assignment. Again, we're solving multi-steps equations that you're going to have to do multiple steps to find the value of the x. And also these equations, you have the variable, the letter on both sides of the equal. However, you're going to see that sometimes you're going to get weird answer like happened in number 5. And the same thing is going to happen now in number 6. Watch. Okay, so you have to be careful. All right, I want to give you the heads up. Step number 1, we're going to eliminate the parentheses. So I'm going to take this minus 8 right here, and I'm going to distribute it, okay, because that minus 8 is multiplying everything that is inside the parenthesis. Negative 8 times x is minus 8x. Minus 8 times positive 7, that's minus 56. Okay, we got rid of the parentheses. Everything else, I'm just going to write it again because there's no more parentheses. Step number 2, we're going to combine like terms. Don't forget that the equal sign split the problem 2 sides, left side and right side. Okay, on the left side, I have negative 8x and I have the minus 56. I cannot do anything. I cannot do minus 8 minus 56. I can't. Why? Because the 56 doesn't have a letter. Okay, it doesn't have a variable. So I'm just going to write it again. Minus 8x minus 56. Drop the equal. Now on the right side of the equal, I'm going to be able to do that. So I have this minus x and this minus 7x. These are two terms that are alike because they have the x in common. So I'm going to combine them. What does the word combine means? Add. Now I know this minus x, you don't see any number in front of it. When you do not see one, it's an invisible 1. So this is really minus 1. So I'm going to take the minus 1 and I'm going to add the minus 7. And when you add those two, you're going to get minus 8 and you keep the x. And then I'm going to write the rest of what I have left, the plus 3. Okay? And I did step number 2. Step number 3, I'm going to combine, I'm sorry, not combine. Place all variables on the same side of the equal, okay? Now, I like letters on the left side, okay, not on the right side. I hope you notice we have an X on the left side. We have an X on the right side of the equal sign. I like the letters on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right side, and I want to get rid of the minus 8x, which means I'm subtracting 8x. The opposite of subtracting is adding. So I'm going to add 8x on both sides. Okay, here's my long line that I like to do. Now, when you do this when you do minus 8 plus 8 in the calculator, that's going to give you 0x. 0x means there's no x, so this cancels out. Drop the negative 56, drop the equal. And when you do the same thing in the other side, negative 8x plus 8x, negative 8 plus 8 is 0x. So 0x means there's no x. So I'm going to cross that out and I'm going to drop the 3. Now, I hope you notice there's no variable. There's no letter in my answer. When you get one of these type of answers that there's no variable, we call that a statement. And a statement can be true or false. So is negative 56 equal to 3? False. That's not true. So when you get a false statement, we say that there is no solution. Okay, no solution. There's no value for the x that will work in the equation. That's what that basically means. And how do we say no solution algebraically? It's like a circle with a slash. Okay, and where do you find that in Canvas? If you look in the menu, click where the pi symbol is, there's a little arrow, and you're going to see the circle with a slash. It's called the empty set. Okay, that's how you do problem number 6. I hope all of this helped.